If you really want to know how to stop thinking too much and start living happily, then pay attention to this video.
How to stop thinking and start living. The art of letting go. 1. The delusion of the driver. We begin with the fundamental misunderstanding that you are the permanent driver of your thoughts. We feel a profound obligation to think constantly, to analyze, to control, and to police our minds, mistaking this incessant inner monologue for the act of living. But as Watts often pointed out, who is the I that is listening to the voice that never shuts up? It is a philosophical loop, a snake eating its own tail. The moment you try to use your thinking mind to stop thinking, you only think harder. The ancient Chinese philosopher Chuang Tzu captured this futility. The perfect man employs his mind as a mirror. It grasps nothing, it anticipates nothing, it responds, but does not retain. The first step in the art of letting go is to realize that you are not the voice. You are the space in which the voice occurs. 2. The tyranny of yesterday and tomorrow or thinking mind functions almost exclusively in 2 time zones. The past, rumination, regret, analysis, and the future, planning, worry, anticipation. It acts as a poor accountant, endlessly tallying old debts and drawing up impossible budgets. This is the definition of not living, because life in its vibrant reality only exists now. The spiritual teacher, Ram Dass, shared this simple but profound wisdom. Be here now. Your mind's insistence that you must solve a problem in the past or perfectly prepare for a crisis in the future is a distraction from the only moment you have the power to act within. To stop thinking, you must allow the past to be compost and the future to be unwritten, liberating your attention for the immediate sensory experience of your existence. 3. The paradox of hurrying. We constantly feel we must rush to get somewhere important, to be successful, to be happy, to be finished. This is the paradox of hurrying. If life is a destination, then the journey is merely a tedious means to an end. But what if life is not a journey to be completed, but a piece of music to be heard? Music is beautiful precisely because the pauses, the rests, and the transitions are as essential as the final note. A man is born and he dies, but where he spends his life is in the middle, in the journey. The philosopher Seneca taught, emphasizing the importance of the process. When you truly embrace the present moment, you stop hurrying to get through it. You discover that the richness you sought at the finish line was actually embedded in every single step you took along the way. 4. The non-dual nature of control. The biggest obstacle to letting go is the fear that if you stop thinking, you will lose control and everything will fall apart. This is the dualistic struggle between the self and the world. We feel we must constantly exert our will to force reality into submission. But Watts suggests a radical, non-dual perspective. You're not something separate from the universe attempting to control it. You are the universe doing what it's doing, just as a hand is the body doing the grasping. The Taoist concept of Wu Wei is the key, actionless action. As Lao Tzu observed, by letting it go, it all gets done. The world is won by those who let it go. Wu Wei is not passive inaction. It is action that is spontaneous, effortless, and in perfect harmony with the natural flow, like water finding its way downhill. When you cease fighting the current, you realize the current is carrying you expertly. 5. The illusion of the inner critic. A vast amount of our thinking is dominated by the inner critic, the judgmental, fault-finding voice that constantly compares, shames, and corrects. This voice is not your inherent wisdom. It is the internalized echoes of society and parental figures. It is the ego desperately trying to justify itself by finding flaws in the process. The path to freedom is not fighting this voice, but simply seeing it for what it is, a habit, a sound, a neural feedback loop. The Zen master is said to have told his students, "If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him." This shocking directive means destroy the conceptual idol, the fixed idea, the judgmental authority, even if it seems sacred. Do not obey the inner critic. Simply notice it and then let it pass like a cloud across the sky. 6. The wealth of the senses. When you successfully turn the volume down on the thinking mind, your senses suddenly become amplified. This is the shift from the abstract symbol, thought, to the concrete reality, experience. To truly start living is to return to the rich, immediate information streaming in through your eyes, ears, and skin. You stop thinking about the coffee and start tasting the coffee. You stop thinking about the sound and start hearing the texture of the sound. Aldous Huxley, a fellow explorer of consciousness, noted, "To make silence, that is to say, to achieve a state of inner non-doing, is the way to the unconditioned." This return to sensory awareness is not an escape.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more life lessons and educative videos.